Oh, yeah. Y'all know what it is. Eagle Rare Boxing, man. Boxing. Y'all feel it. Y'all know what it is, man. Check it out. Yeah. This is only a test. There we go. I got to use my voice in order to get registered today because looks like the mic is trying not to pick up like it should. I don't know why is my skin color looking so light today. We're not even deep into the winter. Come on now. I'll be turning white on everybody, Eagle. Yeah, but I see y'all did a lot of these. She said, hey, it's something. I can't catch your lives anymore because of work. Oh, they putting the pressure on you, huh? It's all right. Oh, catch me when you can. Catch me when you catch me. I'm not going to sweat about it. Yeah. So whenever you can come through, Lala D, that's fine. Come on through. You know, I know how work is. You know, sometimes people can't get off, stuff like that. Yep. So, but it's all good. It's all good. So, let's do it. I see my brother out there. Derek Bailey, salute. Yeah. Ooh, I'm just growling and stuff. It's like, man. So we should have some fights coming up. Just saying, we should have some fights. The way that everything's boiling down, you know, all of us being so impatient. You know, that's what happened. All of us is being so impatient, and then now it's getting to the point to where these fights have to happen. How many more ducks can we have at even 154? How many more ducks can we have? I don't know. I think Lala might have had to get back to work. Yeah. But how many more ducks can we have? It's not a whole lot of ducks left. 135 especially. There's no ducks. You can't do less than Rivera and my boy. You can't do less than that now. You can't do less. If you get caught doing less, people gonna look at you. They're gonna look at you like how you get. You know, how did you get stuck? How did you get caught up doing less? So that's all I can say about that. Is don't get caught doing. Try not to get caught doing less. Certain topics I'm trying to stay away from because it's too not necessarily controversial. It's too much BS going on right now. But I would say this: if you are scheduled to fight, then you get a shout out from me. If you're scheduled to fight, if you're not scheduled to fight, then you know I'm not shouting you out. If I don't even hear of plans, I don't care who you are. If I don't hear plans of you fighting, somebody else has to bring it up because I'm not gonna bring it up about whatever you do. I don't give a damn. And Hector Luis Garcia, you know, I've seen him fight before, so it's not like, you know, I'm not that excited about the fight. I know it might be a hard fight for Tank. And a lot of people saying that they don't see it as being a matchup and all this. Tank don't fight nobody. Tank is fighting. He's fighting everybody. This guy's 5'9". This is tall as Errol Spence. Come on. As always, he's a southpaw too. It kind of makes it easier for Davis, but at the same time, no. But this guy is on a winning tear right now. I mean, he's always been on the winning tear. Davis only got 4 more years of experience than he has, but we'll see. He has more fight experience, and that's the whole thing. Is if you're gonna say that Davis doesn't have, you know what I mean? If you're gonna say that he don't have experience, because of his fights, then you're gonna be in trouble. Yeah, you're gonna be in trouble. And also, I heard I don't see it on the pages yet, but I heard that Lamont Peterson's back at it. I heard he's gonna be on the card, something like that. So that should be fun to see him. I don't want to see him getting hurt though, for sure, 100% for sure. I don't want to see him getting, hurt or nothing like that. But we're gonna see. We'll see how everything works out. Hopefully, it works out just good for him. Because I thought Spence took way too much out on him. I mean, he should have stayed out of boxing for at least close to a year after the Spence fight. He should have stayed out. That's just my estimation. I don't know. Listen, you do what you want to because you're a warrior. But do warriors have to be smart? Warriors have never had to be smart, right? There's always some kind of BS when it comes to warriors. The warriors never have to be smart. Yeah. At one point in, I'm gonna say 60s, maybe before that. That athletes were not looked at as being somebody that was, special outside of whatever their realm was of sports. Outside of their arena, they were not known, or they was not looked at as being anything special. They were just more or less looked at, as a phenomena in their perspective, ventures. Whatever sports they participated in, that's what they were looked at. But as far as anything else, they wasn't looked at as being anything special. But you have a lot of athletes now that people are recognizing that these athletes, most of them, they do have to do a little bit of college at least. They at least have to do at least a year of college, right? They don't necessarily have to graduate. But I think they have to do at least a year. They have to at least start off pretending like they're going to college, No more of this straight from high school crap. Yeah, I had somebody in my neighborhood that went straight to from the minors to the majors. Didn't even step in, not 1 foot in college. But he was a bad boy though. Yeah. Yeah, he could play hit some baseballs. Yeah. But you get athletes like that every once in a while. I grew up with a lot of great athletes. I grew up with athletes that they can still fit into today, their athleticism and, just the stuff that they did. But it is what it is. You make mistakes. Some of us, we hit the limelight, and some of us just don't. And some people never realize that, hey, I never made it in this part of my life. So everybody has an opportunity. If let's just speak about that, is that everybody has an opportunity to shine at one point in their life. If you think about it, a lot of athletes, the ones that a lot of people looked up to, when they lost their stardom, that star just completely faded out. It just, with a lot of them, it just faded out. A lot of the fame faded out. The money faded out, especially when it comes to boxers. Fades out with a lot of them. Some boxers you still see, oh yeah, this such and such, older fighter, you're so happy to see him, whatever. But some of them, sitting in lobbies and stuff, signing T-shirts and autographs and stuff like that. Hardly any money. Nothing to fall back on because they did not invest properly and things of that nature. Now, The reason I said that part, because look at it. You had somebody who was a shining star, and you yourself, uh, okay, let me finish this part. So they was a shining star, but now they're not necessarily tarnished, but they're just not shining like that. Now, let's say, for instance, you had opportunities to play sports or whatever, and you just never did. You went to school and you said, forget it, and you just end up working a 9 to 5. You know, your degree didn't work out, so you got the degree, so you just worked a 9 to 5 all your life. Never got back into sports, and you finally retired. And so now you just got the sad luck, like, wow, that was a waste. I could have played professional sports or whatever. Yeah, that's true. You could have played professional sports, but you did something else with your life, right? And you just went and worked. Simple as that. That was good. So, you didn't shine for most of your life. How about, like, for the rest of your life, you can make yourself shine by doing other stuff. Volunteering with the children, telling your story, even write a book. Tell your story, write a book, whatever you got to do. But you can always put yourself positive at some point in your life. You can clear stuff up. It doesn't take long to clear stuff up. Because you can live with somebody all your life and you don't talk to them, but decide, oh, what you doing today? It's small talk. When you grow up in your family, you don't find out what everybody's doing. Or I'm going, especially when you're kids, I'm just going next door to play. We're going to hang out. We're going to play football, baseball, whatever, basketball. That's it. It's just small talk in the family, and then family talk or whatever else. And then whatever kind of problems came up, you're going to talk about those and you're going to deal with those. That's it. It's not a whole lot that you learn in your family if you don't have the right teacher, if you don't have a teacher that's teaching you. So a lot of the folk that did not make it into professional sports or don't feel like they did very much with their life, you always have an opportunity to share something. So, just saying it like that. So don't ever feel like it's the end, because you're still out here. So if you're still here, you can always share your story with somebody. Somebody's gonna relate to what you guys say. My brother out there, surf to the flame in the house, y'all. What? Y'all don't know? He said, salute to Eagles West, salute to the chat. He said, and as always, he said, jab that like button all y'all neck. He said, don't. He's letting y'all know that don't get neck. Eagles wear boxing. He got the fire and the 100 up real good. Somebody about to get neck right now. He got with that glove up there right good. And also he got them things. Man, get your ass up out of here, man. We don't play that. I'm surprised you got to write a cup. You got to put that shit up there 3 times. You know better than that, man. You know better than that, homie. Yeah. Okay, I'm surprised Sir Flame or Derek ain't clap his ass by now. Where are my shooters at? Where are my shoots at? There you go. Yeah, Sir Flame got rid of your ass. Sir Flame said no. He just told you. Hey, that was right on time right there, though, Sir Flame. Sir Flame just got in here, and he said don't get neck. He said don't put your shit out there. Don't get neck up in here. And as soon as he said that, you come in here and got your stupid ass body. That's that quick. Didn't even take long. You got bodied like damn near instantly. Okay. Sorry if said I got him. I was typing when when he was putting that up. Yep. He said, I share my story to the youngsters a lot on how quickly your life can be fucked up. Yeah, that's right too. You got that right. Anyway, Sir Flay says, salute to Derek Beatty. Derek Beatty, get your ass off the phone. Derek Beatty got a new girlfriend. I don't know. He messing up. He don't know. He'd seen her. You know what he saw first, right? He saw that rumble. He saw that rumble in the jungle. Yeah, Derek saw that rumble in the jungle and said, I'm gonna go for it. Derek Bailey, he seen that rumble in the jungle, said, I'm gonna go for that. He said, I'm gonna go ahead and slide. He said, let me get up on. Let me get up on this piece that we see right here. Yeah. But anyway, Sir Blaze, I think he was testing the rules. Yeah, that shit didn't work out for him. I didn't even get a chance to even say much. And I was going to hold off. I wasn't going to read it, right away. But that's cool. He came in there and got touched up. Yeah. Oh, Derek making me laugh, though, because Derek, I know. Derek. Yeah, Derek Brady funny, though. I told you he wouldn't got a girl, man. And once he seen that rumble in the jungle, he said, let me step. So he had to step. So he be on the phone talking to her. You know how that little when you first meet him, all that little sweet talk and all that. No, man, please. I met one. I don't even call her. I don't even talk to her. I talk to her like every once in a while. I don't even talk to her like that. Because, I know her head is like, their head be sometimes their head be crooked. So I gotta wait. Till she, till her life calm down a little bit. Yeah. It ain't nothing like having a girl that's wild though, man. When they get older. Wildness for girls, to be honest, is only acceptable. To be honest, it's not really acceptable, but it's really just acceptable under 21. Sorry, you can't have girls going wild after your woman. You can't have it. Yeah, he said so. And Derek got caught up in a different web. Yeah, Derek. Yeah, right now Derek is caught up in another web, man. See. But ego's like this. Ego like, nah. Ego like this. I'm not pushing you back. We friends. I'm not pushing you. But get your stuff, get together first though, because I'm not going through this like over and over. I'm not going through this shit over and over again. I'm not going through this. Like, I'm not gonna constantly go through this. Like, let you get, especially if you 30 and you got wildness in you still. I don't know. As a girl, guys is always wild. Yeah, but Sir Flame talking to you, man. You said you right here. I know you right here now, brother. He said he right here. Yeah, but I know that girl got you. I know. But don't think I don't know, man. Don't think I don't know by the conversation that we have in here. You ain't cold talking, but you like, yeah, I was on the phone. Yeah. You ain't on the phone talking to no dude right now. You'd have been like, nah, I'm hanging out with Eagle right now. I know you. Don't try to play us. Don't try to play us, Derek. Yeah, but wildness, like, guys are wild because it's just the way that they have things set up. That's why we wild. We don't want to be wild. I don't think. I think if every dude had a truck and a fishing boat, they wouldn't be wild. Tell you, they would not be wild. If you had a truck and a fishing boat, you wouldn't be wild. A nice fishing boat and a truck, you would not be wild. There's stuff you would do, but there's a lot of stuff that you can do when you go fishing too. A lot of people think fishing is boring, but fishing is actually a party too. Once you load up the right things when you go fishing, you got a party on you when you're going fishing. It's making me water sick right now. I'm like, man, please. Need to have me a boat. Should have had me a boat. Nice little boat. Shoot, I used to go out there. My boss had a nice boat. What he had. I'm trying to think what he had. He had like a 35 or something like that. 35 footer. Yeah, he had a nice boat. They said we went out on that boat, man. I mean, all them guys was sick. I was out there catching. I was pulling everything I could out the ocean. Everybody else was on everybody else was on the zero. Everybody else was on zero, but I was pulling stuff out the ocean like I was pulling everything out that ocean. It was funny because nobody was catching nothing. I said, y'all can't catch nothing, man. So I said, y'all can't catch nothing. I was pulling everything. I got a shark. Man, I got so much stuff. Had to put him back, but yeah. I put him back. He was too small, but I'm saying I had a shark. I don't even know what kind of shark it was. I had a shark. Had a shark. I had mackerel, had dabs, sand dabs. I was catching everything. I'm like, how am I catching all this stuff? Out there in the middle of the, I think I was in the Central Coast. I was in Monterey Bay, pulling everything out that bay. Get your ass up get up out that ocean. Get up on this boat. Most everybody else was sick. They couldn't take it, man, because that constant, the boat doing the snake on you, and then it sits up high. Shit, man, I had fun up in there. My boss crashed the boat while we were still docked because he was trying to get the motor started up, and we just started drifting and kind of ran into another boat. But yeah, that didn't hurt the boat, just like touched it. But I was like, wow. That's funny though. Yeah, but we was way out there, man. Like, you get far out in the ocean, man. You looking for land. You can see landmarks, cause out there they got landmark. They got there. I think it's like 2 like giant smokestacks and stuff that you can see once you get way out there. And that's your only reference point. It's like, damn, it's like that's a long ways away. We filled up. Had to get that oil put in it first. Gas, in case you don't know. Had to get that oil. Went out there. It was fun though. That's not my last fishing trip, but that was my last fishing boat trip. But they have them all the time. You got to pay so much, and they don't guarantee your ass. And it's like, I don't know how many people was on the boat. It might be 50, 100 people on that damn boat. I'm like, man, I'm good. With that many people out there, that many lines in the water. Yeah. Yeah, so you need a different driver. He crashed the boat before y'all took off. Yeah, no, it's just because he was trying to start the motor and we was kind of drifting. There's no brakes on boats. There's no brakes, so a boat is gonna touch another boat if they in the dock a lot of times. No, that's why you got to be very careful. The motor backed it up a little bit, but then it kind of cut off. And so while he was trying to start the motor, we was already had that motion going backwards, I think I stepped out or something onto the other boat, try to keep it from. The boats are easy, like, to push. They're heavy, but they're still easy to push when they're in the water. So it wasn't no damage done or nothing like that. But you're right. As a matter of fact, I did think that when it happened. I said, shit, I need some. I wasn't thinking like that. I was thinking like, is you sure you can handle this, man? When's the last time I was thinking, all these questions come up? When's the last time you took this out? You good? You straight? We ain't had nothing to drink yet. And you're on your way out there. You got us out on this boat like that. I don't even know where the life rafts is at. Or the life raft. I don't know where the life raft is. I don't know where the what they call lifesaver, the vest. I don't know, not the lifesaver. Yeah, I take a lifesaver. But anyway, I don't know where the vest is and none of that. I don't know where none of that stuff is. I had confidence in there in the boat though. So that ain't the first thing I look for on the boat. I don't be looking for, life preservers and stuff. I be looking like for the part of the boat that ain't gonna go under. That's what I look for. Okay, let y'all can freeze in the water. Yeah, can freeze in the water. I'm gonna sit up here where the boat ain't going down at. I'll sit on the tip of the boat and just wait, float. Yep. Yeah. Just forward, neutral, and yeah, just forward, neutral, and reverse. Yeah, no brakes. I take my brother boat all the time. Oh, okay. Sir Frank say get out in that boat. See, I'm telling you, but a boat will keep you. I'm telling you, man. Think about it. A boat will keep your ass out of trouble, man. A boat. Well, I'm not saying you can't get in trouble in a boat, but a boat will keep your ass out of trouble, man. If you think about it, weekend you done worked hard all week, and you got options, and you ain't gonna keep the same option all the time. Like you got, either we can go out on the boat, or we can go to the club. I'd be like, you know what? If I go to the club, the next morning I'm probably gonna be able to go out on the boat. But if I go out on the boat, the next day I will be able to go to the club if I need to go to the club. So I'll take the boat. I said we'll take the boat out Friday. Take the boat out Friday, and maybe stay out until Saturday on the boat. You got a good boat, hey, just sleep out there for a minute. Come back by noon, you good. Or just stay out there. I don't know. At this point right now, if I had a nice boat, I'd probably be always out on that boat. Take somebody out there with me, but I'm saying I'll probably always be out on that boat. Like, let's go out on the boat. It's so quiet, man. You don't hear. All you hear is that little. All you hear is that water. Little, that's it. No noise. Nothing. No kids yelling. Well, every once in a while you get kids out there on their boats come flying by and acting crazy. But most of the time you get to a nice spot, just chilling. Where we at? Yeah, some of this stuff I'm not really bringing up right now. I'm not going to talk about some of these things that we got going. I just don't want to. I don't want to keep bringing up shit that might happen. So I'm not even if I say the word, I'm not bringing up stuff like Pacquiao and all that shit. I'm not bringing that shit up. Pacquiao act like he got all the money, but he just wanted. He's saying that he wants to test. He wants to test the youngsters that's out there now to see if they really made the championship material. You don't need to test them. No other fighter has tested them like that. Why you need to test them all of a sudden? You need to test and see how much money you can get. That's what you need to do. That's what you want to do. It ain't got shit to do with texting or testing. Has just nothing to do with that. You get the money. Yeah. So. Yeah, a lot of people think that Earl Spence is too much pressure for Crawford. And this is the only thing I'm going to say about that. He can't afford to be taking clean shots like he has from other fighters, though. Because once Earl catch you clean, he's going to keep catching you clean. Yeah. Oh man, little brother's in the news again though. Adrian Broders talking about why he went to Black Prime and stuff. I don't know. That's something you guys might want to look up if you feel like it. I don't really feel like it. I'm just not gonna mess with a lot of these fighters anymore until we just get some fights. There's no excuse when it comes to boxing. There's no excuse not to get y'all's fights in. You know what I mean? There's no excuse not to get fights done. I just didn't want to talk about it, Derek. At first, I just don't want to really talk about it that much because I see a lot of things and I don't want to I don't want to fight with nobody. I don't want to. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have my point. You're gonna have your point, but I don't. I'm telling you, I'm seeing a lot of inconsistencies. I'm seeing a lot of bad movement on one side. So I'm just going to keep it. I'm going to keep the conversation vague in that I'm not going to bring up what side I'm talking about. It's just for those, it's one of those things where if you know, you know. So one side is projecting one thing, and the other side is projecting something else. So one side is projecting like, what's scary, this is what messes me up, is you have some fighters that are working on two contracts at once. They negotiating the second contract as they already have closed one contract. And you got other fighters, they're supposed to be working on one contract, don't get the deal signed, and have another contract that's already ready to go. You know, it sounds like one of those stories I got from some of the people in Hollywood. Some stories you get from Hollywood, you get some stories, and they will say like they want a certain scene to be done by a certain person, and that scene requires them to do something that kind of degrades their character, and they decide, hey, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to degrade myself doing that. And so they go back and forth and say, well, how about you do this? I said, no, I'm not going to do that either. How about you do this? Nope. And then all of a sudden they come back and you decide not to do all of it. And then they have another part that's already written for you to do something that doesn't cause you to degrade yourself. They're like, well, wait a minute. How did you have all these different things already reasoned out? That's because they already figured 2, 3, 4 steps ahead, to where if you say no to this, no to this, no to this, then I still got you with this. I already got it. But I'm just seeing what you will take. It's almost like a negotiation. It's a sales process, just like when it comes to buying a car. And you tell them, no, that's too high. Give me this. They said, no, we can't do that. We'll give you this. No, give me this. We can't do that. And then they usually come back with the last thing is $200 or something like that, $200 or $300. Finally, they say, well, I can get as close as I can get you right here. This is the final deal. They finally hit you with the final deal, and you might press it one more time and be like, okay, well, okay, thanks for trying. I'm gonna go over here and tell them that this was your best deal you can get. I can get over here, so I go over here and get a better deal. All this shopping around trying to get better deals, and at the same time you want to be legalized. I don't see it happening when you're so evasive. But I'm gonna tell you something about a couple of these fighters. Some of these fighters, they're already Hall of Fame. They're more or less, they're going to make the Hall of Fame. Let's think about Bradley just made the Hall of Fame. So these fighters they're going to make the Hall of Fame. So they're in the mold. They're in a certain character. They're in a certain mode that they don't care as much. I don't care. As long as I'm a Hall of Famer. That's the whole thing. As long as I'm a Hall of Famer, I'm good. I'm good. I'm a Hall of Famer. I'm a Hall of Famer. That's what they look at. But Derek said it's not happening. He said that's the way you look at it, that the fight ain't happening. That goes both ways, but both got to be defensive too. Yep. We just not gonna get, like, I'm gonna say this, that we're gonna get good fights soon. Like right now on the 7th, we're getting good fights, but we're gonna start getting good fights. Because what's happening with the top fighters is they're already forced their own hands. It's hardly any number 8, 9, and 10s that you can go and fight now. If you want to have any kind of respect, you can't go and fight these 8, 9, and 10s. You just can't. You can't go fight them. People are already shaking their head when they see you coming, like, oh, here we go. Who you fighting? And if it's true about one of the fights that we just had as a pay-per-view, if that's true, not over the weekend, but over the last weekend, If it's true that it only did 15, if it only did 15,000 pay-per-views, where's all the money being generated? See, and like I said, I'll let y'all talk about it, but I didn't want to even bring it up, Derek. I didn't want to say it because Bud is a bad businessman. His recent fight did what? So he can't make any. Yeah, that everybody, most smart people understood that, but you got Bud strap riders that never understood that, Derek. Yep. Yep. And Charlo fighting Zoo next month. Yep. He's fighting to Zoo. Yeah. Yeah, he was telling him, I think he was telling him, yeah, you're not your dad and all this. He was going off on him. I don't know. It's probably be competitive though, because Tszyu, he will come out to fight. But you gotta be very careful with Charlo though. Charlo is one fighter. He's not the greatest boxer, but he's on the level on his own. I bet you that. You can't go in there slugging it out and make a mistake. Because if you make a mistake, he is gonna make sure that you pay. Him and his brother, they will make sure that you pay. Those are the probably two fighters, not the only two, but those two fighters, you got to fight them. You got to damn near have perfect fights. It's almost like Tank Davis. Those three fighters, you got to have perfect fights to fight them. You can't have no slip ups. You can't have no lapses, because that's what all they look for. They do their work, but they're looking for you to they looking for one lapse. Like, okay, you made a mistake right there. That's what they're looking for. But you're right. In my estimation, Derek, I didn't want to bring it up myself. I let you guys bring it up. But this showing us, like, I try to tell you that I tried to give like a reprieve. Like I said, you know what? I'm not going to get on this man about his business IQ. But then keep doing dumb shit. Then what you supposed to say? If you just keep doing dumb shit over and over. You should have had the biggest fight that there is. And I wouldn't even have worried about, so much transparency. I wouldn't even have gave a damn. If that's what if I know that I'm a 4 division champ, I don't care. Let me pay my team. Offer me what you got to offer me. I'm going to be just like Floyd Mayweather versus Oscar De La Hoya. Pay me what you think you need to pay me. When I get my straps, now I'm in charge. So if we repeat, guess what? It's the same shit for you. If you want to run it back. Now you get crumbs and I get the most. Or if not, then you don't get to fight me. Simple as that. Simple. Very simple. But if you showing that you the best, then just go get your straps, man. Forget all the other stuff. Hey, let me go get my straps real quick. Let me go collect my belts. Tell them, hey, they need to run your stuff over to you. Derek said run him his money. Run my funds over to me. Yeah. Run it over. Yeah, that's all that is, boss. That's all that is run it. Run it over to me. Run me my bread. Run me everything that need to be ran over to me. And that's what it is. Run it over. Yeah. Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking run it. Run it. Mm-hmm. I need Derek to run my money over. Derek, you need to run them funds over here. That's what we need everybody to run it to us. But in these boxing matches, they gotta leave us out of it. Far as like not like new media, but old media, don't allow them to even talk about it. Just if you're gonna say that we're in negotiations, just leave it like that until you have negotiated. Just leave it like that. Once the negotiations are done, then we're cool. But until then, this, you know what I mean? We don't need to hear nothing about it. You feel me? I don't need to hear nothing about it. There's my pens. I got some nice pens. I start losing them though, but I got so many of them though, it don't even matter. I know people end up picking them up, keeping them. They don't give them back to me. So I found myself a nice little pen with a nice little stylus on it. So we'll see what this show does with Tank. You know, somebody got to lose. And you guys got to, you know, if you fighters have got to, you know, y'all got to do what's right. Stop shortchanging us. And stop making it seem like nobody will fight you. That's another cop out too, Derek Bailey, that they keep using. They keep using this bullshit that nobody will fight them. Yeah. Yeah. Just think about it. What I just said. That excuse about, and see, everybody goes for that like right away. That nobody's gonna fight. That's just your excuse. That's all that is. It's an excuse. Because if you said nobody wants to fight, guess what? That doesn't leave us with anything for our imagination to think about. Besides, the only thing we can come up with is why didn't they want to fight? You know what I mean? We cannot think about the money part or anything else. All we're just knowing is that, you know, you're trying to plant a seed in our mind there. They're trying to plant a seed in our mind that somebody was so scared that they don't want to fight. And we know fighters ain't scared of each other like that. We know what the real thing is. If you're saying that somebody didn't want to fight, then you actually have to show us. You understand? You got to show us paperwork. You got to show us that, hey, I tried to make the fight with them. We offered them such and such. But if you're going to say that you offered them such and such, well, wait a minute. So you offered them such an amount. Okay, let's forward it again. So you offered such an amount, right? But when you offered such amount, they disagreed. How much was the disagreement for? Was it 100,000? Was it 500,000? What was it? $1 million? What was it? Was there any way that you could compromise? Is there any way that you could have, got close to make the fight happen? Yeah. And then on one side, you'll have fighters, like there's certain fighters that say, well, send me the contract. Ain't nobody sending no contract. Everybody talking about how they going to beat me, but ain't nobody sending me no paperwork. That's what it is. But Derek, you say some of it's true, but most time they not. Ain't nobody really fearing. There are fear. So Shit, everybody still, because of Deontay Wilder, the money that a lot of fighters got from fighting Deontay Wilder, they know they probably was going to end up on a stretcher, but they still ended up fighting him. Think about that. He's the most dangerous man in boxing when it comes to, like, you not making no mistakes, and you got to be great to fight him. Because it's not one fighter he's knocked out every fighter that he's ever fought still. And he knocked out Tyson Fury. Every fighter, think about it, he has 100% knockouts. And I'm not saying that you escape one fight by not getting knocked out, but he still has 100% knockouts. Nobody's ever had 100% knockouts. Or he has 100% knockdowns. If you don't even want to take that, he got 100% of the people he fought, he has knocked down. 100%. Yep. Yeah. Derek said, Canelo said he will stop Bivol. Yeah. Yeah, they're being avoided, not scared. Yeah. Canelo ain't stopping nobody. Canelo better stop. He better stop and get some of his the special tacos that he had mixed for him. Get your ass out of here, Canelo. You ain't stopping nobody. You ain't beating nobody. He's gonna whoop your ass. He'll whoop your ass again. Because his whole strategy, Bivol's whole strategy with Canelo is, I got to just be able to take what he throw. If I can take what he throw, I'm going to throw mine. That's it. And he's taking it. He's just covering up. He said, you're going to hit, you hit okay. But he said that your power wasn't, if he already told you that your power wasn't even all that, then you in trouble the next fight. Because he already felt your power, like, oh, your power ain't all that. They was making it seem like you had, like, crippling power. And one thing I'm going to tell y'all, that I've been listening to a lot of different fighters and people who have sparred with Tank Davis. And matter of fact, his coach even has, I heard him in the interview, he does have the footage of Tank, and people gonna get mad. He does have the footage of Tank knocking out a heavyweight. And you got some guys that fight at light heavyweight and stuff like that have sparred. You got big people that have actually sparred Tank. And they say that, they said it's just something about that little dude. He on another level when it comes to his power. He just got phenomenal power. Some of it might be hype though. But when I heard him, they said him and Zab Judah has got the most power that they've ever felt. And they said that counts for heavyweights, light heavyweights, cruiserweights, and all that. That those two just got some power in their punches. I don't know what it is. It's just those two dudes, man. They not that big, but they not big at all. But I guess they just got what they call crack. They just know how to crack. Yeah. Yeah, but Calvin Ford said that, he said he's gonna let the shit surface. He said people keep talking so much. He said he's gonna let that that sparring session with the heavyweight. He said he's gonna let that surface when he get a chance. Oh yeah, Zab could definitely crack, but Zab he could take a crack too though. The difference between Tank and a lot of these other guys that can crack is Tank can take punishment. He just comes back. He's the one like a little pit bull. What they call his other one Pit Bull Cruz. He's the one more like a pit bull. And if Pit Bull Cruz, if your fans and if you really fagged out and you decided not to fight, if you just decided, hey, I'm not going to fight. Well, I'm not going to fight. If you, like I said, if you fagged out and you decided that you wasn't going to fight, Shakur Stevenson or somebody that's a good boxer, and you use the excuse that it's going to be boring, you're telling me. So what you guys are doing, what you fighters are doing, you guys are helping your own. You guys are helping narratives against your own self. Case in point, that we just had a fight with Martin and with Rivera. Two good boxers, two so far B fighters right now, B plus fighters, not straight, not A yet. in another year or so. So we just had these fighters, right? And they face off, and they getting into an entanglement. You have one that cannot make the adjustments, or just doesn't. And I'm gonna say this: he did make adjustments, but he didn't sustain his adjustments. Speaking about Rivera, he didn't sustain them. If he were to restrain those tactics and that strategy, the fight would have looked a lot different. So hopefully that you understand what I'm saying. And then now you have these other fighters. So understand, you got other fighters that are just saying that I'm not going to fight him because he's boring or this and that. Now, wait, hold on a minute. Are you a prize fighter, first of all, than anything? You don't care about your health. You don't care about your family, nothing like that. Now, why not? If somebody's just boring and they ain't going to do shit to me and I'm going to get paid, what kind of sense? I need somebody to explain to me if that makes sense or not for you. Name another sport where your oppositions offer you some money and you know they ain't going to do shit but run. Another sport that they bland, they boring or whatever else, but you're going to get paid off of them. Name another sport that you wouldn't play. That you wouldn't play the other team. Or you wouldn't participate. I mean, somebody can hire me as a bartender to go to a party. And I know the party's going to be boring. I'm not going to bring everything, but shit, if I'm getting paid, you think I'm not going to go? I'm going to load up and go. It just don't make no sense. It doesn't make sense at all. It does not make sense. You see? To use an excuse that somebody does this, and so that's why I'm not going to fight. Now, put it in even deeper perspective, which I already gave you from the start, is I brought up the Frank Martin versus Rivera fight, the Michel Rivera. Okay. So he goes in and fights. Michel Rivera, speaking of, loses, doesn't have the adaptability or doesn't show the sustained adaptability in the fight, but he still carries on with the fight. Right? Is somebody else going to use that excuse against Martin? Oh, no, he boring, this and that. Look, come on, nobody want to hear all that. Okay. Now, the perspective is that Rivera went and got the fight dead with a top guy. But you guys are telling me that you don't want to go get it done because of what the other guy brings to the table. So what you're doing is also you're showing your hand too. You're showing that, hey, I can't fight this kind of fighter. So guess what happens when somebody that can just sit there and slug with you, guess what happens when they do fight you? They just box your head off. They don't even slug with you. Say, oh, you don't like this style. Okay, well, that's the style I'm going to practice. I can do my regular style, but this is the style I'm going to do now. I'm going to do this style instead. But what happened is you guys are shortchanging yourself before you even get into a match. You already shortchanged yourself. And you're letting us know. But see, somebody who's smart enough to see through it, if I'm a fanboy, I say, oh, yeah, you shouldn't fight him. Yeah, he's just going to be boring, this and that. Nobody wants to pay to see that. That's what your fanboys is going to say, and that's what you're saying. You're setting your fanboys and girls up to agree with you. That's what you're doing. You setting them up so they can agree with you. You already set them up. Yeah, he's boring. Yeah, you right, champ. Don't fight him, man. Yeah, that's going to be boring, man. He's just going to run from you all day. Just like same thing with Floyd Mayweather. Oh, don't fight. Yeah, he's going to just run. Oh, he ran. A lot of people will say he ran. Okay, well, to ask the judges what the fuck did they see when they gave him 12 rounds to none. How you run and get 12 rounds? You can't. Because if he ran the whole fight and you was aggressive the whole fight, then you would have got the point on aggression. Right? He ran. Y'all need to stop playing with us all the time. Derek, probably so, but those aren't true boxing fans. Yeah, I'm not talking about like true people that know boxing, but it's even some people that know boxing also, Derek. Derek said, right. But some people that even know, think about it, some people that even know boxing. Okay, I don't want to bring his name up. You brought his name up. I just don't want to bring his name up. But they giving us excuses to where they want us to believe. They want us to believe a certain scenario. So they just give us anything. Or we'll just say this. Or people hating on them. And no, ain't nobody hating on them. Get your ass out there and fight. We've been saying get your ass out there and fight. But you guys come up with all this stuff that we don't know nothing about. How we got control over it. How do we have control over what you do? Cruz, you supposed to be all that. Everybody that made you a star. Tank wants to get back on you too. He still wants you, so evidently you ain't all that if he still wants you, but you don't want to fight Shakur. You knocking people out? Huh? You the next best thing to buttermilk pancakes? Right? At least Derek thinks so. He pick on my brother Derek. Yeah. Yeah. That's just funny though. It's funny how you guys can always escape each other on some bullshit. Like quick. Like, wait a minute, there ain't no negotiation happening that fast. Come on, it's contracts. It takes you could sign a contract in a day or something, but you got to have your lawyer go through it and all that. I mean, come on, stop. And you guys stop putting it out there. You other fighters stop putting it out there that he don't want to fight me. Stop putting that shit out there. They don't want to fight me. What the paperwork look like? I don't want to fight your ass either for $1.50. I got people to pay for my training and stuff. No, I don't want to fight you either. Stop it. You're not giving us enough of the story. If you're telling us that nobody wants to fight, that's what you're telling us, right? But we ain't heard nothing about no paperwork or nothing. But nobody wants to fight. Man, stop it. Stop playing. Stop playing with the fans and people that know a little bit or something. I don't know shit, but I damn sure I got an understanding on stuff like that. It's like, well, what kind of paperwork was it? Oh, he turned down the paperwork? What was it? Let me see what it was. Huh? $200 plus a fruit basket. Ain't nobody fighting you for no $200 plus a fruit basket. Get out of here. I don't know what was in the contract. Now you're mad. You're mad because I found out that it was a $200 fight with a fruit basket. $200 in a fruit basket. That shit's crazy. But like I said, you're going to have people that believe as soon as they... you know, the funny part about it is they go and run. That these people will go and run with it, like these fake fans. They'll go and run with it like as soon as they get a story. Oh, no, he wouldn't fight me. Or he don't want to fight. Just like the whole Ryan Garcia versus Tank. I'm not buying that Ryan doesn't want to fight. But I just read something right now that we're all thinking that Tank is going to fight him. But at the same time, De La Hoya saying there's no contract, that he never signed the contract. There's no contract for them to fight. But then again, that's another setup for you too. You know what I mean? It's because there's not a contract. Just because there's not a contract doesn't mean that there's not going to be a fight. Think about it. There's no contract, but guess what you're doing? But you're in negotiation. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and I'm just reading something else that the brother put out there. It says bad news. It says Black Prime back Bob Arum said does 120K pay-per-views. I heard it was 15,000. So those numbers are just, and 15,000 sounds, I don't know, kind of realistic. I don't know anybody who actually bought the fight. I'm just saying. Have you? Yeah. I'm just saying. Is that I don't know the real numbers. I'll check somewhere to find out. I got to find a better source. You got to just go to pay-per-view itself because they put the numbers out. I forgot what page. I know they talk about it where you could check pay-per-view numbers for all the biggest pay-per-view fights in history and stuff. You can check that out. And so if that's there, that it may be, you can look for not necessarily just the biggest ones, that you can probably look for the lowest ones too. Also, the lowest pay-per-views. You know, you look for the highest, and you can look for the lowest. Yeah, and I'm just saying that there's a chance that you'll find them. I don't know if you find them or not, but you probably will. If you can find the highest ones, you can find the lowest ones. But I'm tired of all these fake numbers and stuff. Because that's like 1,000 times, or what is it, 100 times more. So the pay-per-views was 100 times more. I still don't get it, and I don't care. And I still think that I'm agree with what Derek said. I just don't think the management, when it comes to financial management for this guy, I just don't think is on point. I just don't think he knows what the hell he's doing. I just don't think so. Because it just doesn't, just does not appear like that he does. And it seems like we got a lot of more duckery. You like the word duckery? That we have a lot more duckery than we should have. Right in front of our faces. And is leaving us to blame one side or the other. No, I'm not. You can't always. Yeah. I think you said it was 15 or something like that. No. What did they say? I think they said it was 15. I forgot who. Somebody came in the chat and said it was 15. I've seen 15 everywhere. And now all of a sudden, on somebody's channel who has an interest in Black Prime, they said it was 120. And they have an interest in Black Prime. I don't know. 120 might sound more realistic, but that's not. It's not. I'm not saying it's great. It might sound realistic. I don't know if that many people. There ain't that many people from that area, man. But you do got a lot of people that love them. So I don't love none of these fighters. Believe that. I talk good about certain fighters, but I don't love none of these fighters like that. Because I know I might have to jump on them one day. But a lot of that stuff you guys are running. And we're seeing that. We're seeing that you're running. And you're trying to pretend like you're not, but you're actually running. I don't care, even if you're trying to get the other money in there first. I heard some stories. And see, like I said, Derek brought it up, so I didn't want to say anything. But let me see what he got first. I didn't want to say anything, but Derek brought it up. But I just didn't want to say anything first. But I'm gonna let you know what it is. Derek said, right. You say if you look up interviews that the Nair wife did, that she basically said Bud don't know what he is doing. She said they did business with Al, and there was no problem. Yep. So, I don't know. I'm gonna check and see what it is. Yeah, that's what I heard, that it was. Oh, you heard 15. Okay, you heard of 150. So it went down from 150 to 120. Derek, see that make it make sense. And Derek come right back. Derek said, "Oh, he said so that fight did better than the fight he had with Porter on ESPN." He said, "Yeah, right. That's what I'm getting at, right." So you rather pay a premium amount of money over paying hardly nothing to watch something on ESPN Plus. and you want us to think, what about it? I think y'all fully, you know what is what I think. Okay, so I went forward, so let's go back just a little bit. So, now you tell me, for a normal person having a conversation, if this sounds like it's correct or not. You tell me that, negotiation more or less is all for us to have a fight, right? And this is your biggest fight of your whole career. But you just step down and you go fight somebody else. And then now you want to come back to the table. And I should be okay with that. Okay, now let's move it to the second step. If you would have told me that I'm going to get X amount of money, which is my biggest payday, and then I fight you, which is going to be another big payday for me, probably my biggest payday. Could you let me go fight this guy first, and then I'll come and fight you? Now, if you ask me, the second scenario sounds more obvious. It sounds more plausible than you just, you in the middle of negotiations, you just take off and sign another fight. Oh, we couldn't get no deal done. But then you come back and try to get a deal. That's not even making no sense. You got to make it make sense. And I can see now, if EJ didn't even want to take the fight now, because F you playing games, then I don't even blame him. I'm not going to blame scaredness or nothing. I'm like, I don't blame him. Like, you killing my legacy because of what the stupid shit you want to do. I'll still get my strap, or I'll just move up or whatever. Some of you fanboys and fangirls, y'all got to make it make more sense, the conversation, because a conversation, even if we had a conversation, if you told me, if we had a contract for anything, say, I got to go make this other money too, and we still going to have the contract, I'm going to get right back with you, but let me go get this other contract done because I'm making a lot of money on this one, then we still going to make that money together. That makes for a better conversation. That conversation sounds more legitimate than we're in the middle of describing what we're going to do, and you just all of a sudden just take off and then you come back later afterwards. It just does not sound like something that people would do. It don't sound like something that two adults would do with each other. I'm just saying, it don't sound like it. To me, that sounds like straight up BS. Right. And on the other, that part right there, Derek's on the other. He said, yeah, on the app that no one knows too. On top of that, yeah, you made more money on the app that don't nobody have. Nobody even have. It's not even 150. What is it, 150,000 people that have that app? I know it's not. I don't know one person who got it. Do you got it, Derek? I don't even know nobody who has the app. Right, exactly. Demanding a whole bunch of money at that. They're going to give Bud 50 cents. Bud ain't getting shit. He ain't getting no 10 million. Get out of here. Where's the 10 million was generated at? Tell me, somebody explain to me where the 10 million was generated at. Because just to get 10.5 on pay-per-view, the pay-per-view would have had to be $100. $100. If the numbers is true. And that's 1.5 million to pay everybody. It ain't making no sense. I don't know. It just has to make more sense for me. It just has to make more sense. I could be stupid, which I don't have no problem. I'm not that smart when it comes to certain stuff. But I'm not gonna sit there and just. I'm not gonna get on the same train that everybody else getting on. You guys on that damn troll train. Y'all stop that bullshit with us. Stop playing this. Here y'all right here. We've been trying to stay off this train right here. And what has to happen is you guys got to get out there and fight. Stop playing all the time and fight. Stop making up excuses about how boring somebody is and fight. That's all that is to it. Is stop making up the excuses and get your ass out there and fight. As simple as that. Stop saying to somebody, oh, it's going to be a boring fight. Like, when you first started fighting, when you was 0-0-0, did you care? All you cared is that the other fighter that you fought with to bring your ass into boxing was like 0-3, 0-3-2 or some shit. That's all you cared about. You didn't care about his style or nothing like that because you just getting your feet wet in boxing. So you still getting your feet wet in boxing. Stop playing. Play with folk that just don't have a pair, that can't think. Play with them. Don't play with people who can think that you full of shit. Because you damn sure ain't even trying to make no negotiations. You're not trying. You ain't trying to make no negotiations happen. You're not. No, I gave up on it, this and that. He doing this and that. Do a live press conference about the contracts themselves. Disclose the contracts, not always point for point. But at least have the discussion with us so we can hear it. So when you lying on your side, the other guy can retort against. But don't play with us. Yeah. Derek said right. He said I doubt 150K people have the app, but D-Lo had it or downloaded it. Okay, D-Lo had it. Okay, D-Lo. I hadn't even seen D-Lo in so long. Yep. Plus they had Cyborg on the Cole main event in a 4-rounder. Make it make sense, Eagle. Don't try to get Eagle to make it make sense. I'm trying to make it make sense myself in another way. I'm asking for somebody. I ain't the brightest guy, so I'm asking for somebody to make it make sense for me too. Make it make sense for us. Make that shit make sense. Yeah, I had to write something real quick. I had to write this little note. Write this note to this girl real quick. Because I didn't hear from her that I wanted to hear from her. She was doing all the talking, like a lot of people do. But y'all got to make it make sense to us too. I mean, I got to make some sense of all this, no contracts and stuff. Now, I'm gonna tell you, 154. What Danny got his ass up there in 154 now. What Danny don't understand is Danny Garcia, everybody wants to fight you. You brought absolutely no smoke up to 154. Everybody up there want to fight you. You can't even escape getting fights. And you're not going to get the Jamel fight because Jamel don't respect you. He's just going to downplay you and talk bad to you and talk about that his stablemate already beat you up. But you got to fight somebody. You're going to have to fight Harrison. You're going to have to fight somebody. You're going to have to fight who? Who else? Who else is right there? Is Lubin there? Lubin's there. Yep. You're going to have to fight Lubin. You're going to shit. There's too many. I think Hurd is still there, right? You got too many people that you're going to have to fight. And I just brought you up from nowhere, but yeah, is that you're going to have to fight. Y'all can't go up to 154 and not expect to fight somebody. Even Bud, you take your ass up to 54, you're going to have to fight. Them guys hit harder up there too. They just as big. They bigger, fast too. None of the elbow shit. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I wasn't going to tell nobody I'm going to do it. Yeah, he at 154, but I ain't really hearing nothing. He all quiet. He's at fights. I haven't heard anything about who his next opponent, nothing like that. What happened is he got his ass up to 154, and he realized that who do I fight here? Because he can't choose anybody way down at 7, 8, 9. Now since he already got his feet wet, so he gonna have to go 6, 7 on up. Now he's gonna be quiet as kept. Now his ass is quiet as a mouse. Why you so quiet, brother? You was talking. Now look at you. Now you don't know nothing. I don't know nothing now. Now you don't know nothing. But shit, that's just like Derek. You asking me where? What's the guy's name with the red? Is it Walford? Waldo's? Something like that. You asking me like, where's Waldo's at? Where's Danny? Where's Waldo? He in the same place Waldo. He's hiding out in the crowd somewhere with some odd colors on it to make it easier for you to distinguish where he's at. Yeah, but these fighters, where y'all at? 154. There's no hiding at 154. If you good at 147, you can't hide at 154. And it's not like they don't want you. Because 154, they do want you. They do want to fight you. And they got some monsters up in there too. And don't be taking what's his name, Castaneda. Don't even take him for granted. A lot of these fighters don't take these fighters for granted because certain fighters did certain things with them. Lubin was another one that looked more like a Rivera when he fought Fundora. The same thing. As you fighters, you have to adapt. When you're going to move up to a certain, you're going to move up to fight certain people. At least look at some film. Look at something. Don't be all proud for and shit. I don't look at no film or no fighter. They're all the same. I could adapt. You see, because what happened is you put your adaptability up way higher than your skill set. I'm just putting it out there. A lot of you fighters, you putting your adaptability way higher than your skill set. And what you can't do, you got to stop doing that. Stop doing that shit. Stop doing that shit. Train to win. That's what you got to do. Train to win. Look at what, okay, he does this. Okay. I can probably do this. Okay, he does that. Okay, I can probably, okay. Oh, that's pretty good. He does that. He does that pretty good. I'm going to have to, condition myself in the ring, to avoid that. Okay, I got to avoid that. Okay, he likes to uppercut a lot. Okay, I got it. Okay, let me work on my uppercut blocks and my defense. My getting low, my getting to one side, the other side, get away from that. Let me drop down, go this way, go that way. Let me make sure I got my hand underneath here the right way. Make sure I can knock that thing out the way. That's what I need to work on. But to come up with the dumb shit, like Cruz, that was some dumb shit. If you came up with that, if that was you to come up with that stupid shit about Shakur, if that was you, then that's just your ass being dumb. I'm telling you, that's just you being dumb. Because you have to come up with what they call in the game plan. You got to come up with the game. I can't come up with the game plan for you. I can. You can watch Eagles Web, and Eagles Web can give you a game plan. You can take it or reject it. We can give you a game plan in here, but we don't know if you're going to take it or not. Matter of fact, I'm going to expose somebody. And matter of fact, I'm not even really going, I'm going to do it subtle. I'm not even going to expose them in the way that people would think I'm going to expose them. I'm going to expose them completely different. I'm going to expose them without not really saying nothing. Because what they say about a picture, they say a picture speaks thousands of words, either 8,000 or thousands of words, whatever it is. I'm going to let that, take care of it. Let everybody see. You can see. Because certain stuff work on certain people and certain stuff don't work on other people. And I don't know. I look at Bud, you're a great boxer. You're really, really good. You're probably great. Not elite, but you're probably great. But you get caught a little bit too much. And maybe you can take it. Maybe you can take crack. But I've seen you get staggered a few times. And I'm just knowing there's some of these people that stagger you, they ain't gonna hit you clean like certain people will. Same thing with Sean Porter. Sean Porter had never been down like he did when he took that cracking from Earl. Yeah. Then he finally retired. But then again, Derrick James and them, they more or less were saying he was already retired after he fought Earl. So we said Earl more or less retired him. But we're going to see what it does, folk. And you boxers, stop coming up with bullshit to try to tell us, and stop telling us what you like about a fighter's style and what you don't like. Anytime you fighters feel like you don't like something about somebody's style, you guys make up some bullshit excuse not to fight him or something like that. Or he running, he ducking. Okay, how? That's too easy to say. We can say that. You can say that. A bully can say that about somebody in the neighborhood. Oh, he running because they see, as soon as they see him, they run. That's different. When you seeing each other at different fights and stuff, come on, ain't nobody running. Everybody huddled up in their own little groups. Y'all going to watch each other fight and stuff like that. Y'all laughing and hoping that the camera's going to get put on you and stuff like that. So stop playing with us and stop making us feel like everybody, like you the boogeyman. Everybody feel like they the boogeyman. Oh, he going to run. He going to do it. He going to run. And that shit started way back. I'm telling you who started it. The most famous. Now, the most famous, I'm going to give you two of them. The most famous was the second one that I gave you. The first one is you can run, but you can't hide. And that came from Joe Louis. Now, the second one came from Sonny Liston versus Muhammad Ali, which back then he was known as Cassius Marcellus Clay. And so that's back in 1962. To where Sonny Liston said that he's probably going to run. So we found out that that was just some bullshit and that was an excuse because Ali was probably at more of his flat-footedness than he had ever been. He was fighting Sonny Liston flat-footed. People think he was on his toes, but he was on his toes going backwards a lot, but when he was planting and putting some heat on Sonny Liston. If you've seen Sonny Liston's face after fights, you know that Ali was putting some crack on him. So stop it. We're talking about these guys run. Just say that I'm afraid of a guy that's on the back foot beating me up. Just say that. You'll get respect better if you just let us know that you're scared. Or here's an alternative. You're in boxing, then get your dumb ass prepared to fight any style. And we know that's impossible for all of you, but you got to go through it. The thing is you do not want, before I get out of here, you do not want to fit. This is the problem, Derek, is you don't want to fit in the category that you fit. In other words, you're a square peg, but you want to fit in a round hole. Everybody can't be a round peg. Everybody can't be as rounded. You could be great, but you can't always be rounded like that. Joe Frazier was a great champion, but he still wasn't well-rounded enough. You know, he was well-rounded enough to be, Hall of Famer and all that and great, but he still had to accept his spot. Some fights he got beat up on pretty bad, but he could box you and come back. His style was forcible enough to make it work against any other style, except for like if you had like extreme power like George Foreman. You can't use that kind of style because of the height difference and everything else. You couldn't use that kind of style. In today's era, I don't see anybody beating Joe Frazier. I don't see a heavyweight beating Joe Frazier. Because the thing is just with his going down, his movement to go down and get away from punches, I can see him getting your ass in the corner. He's going to land that left hook. Yeah, Derek said, right. He said, dropping them things on Liston. Yeah, he was letting them hands go. Yeah, that's when they say, let your hands go. He was letting them hands go. So I'm just throwing this out to Cruz and his fans. So if you want to be known as anything, if you want to be known as being great, then up your skills or force your will. That's the only thing you can do. You can either up your skills or you can force your will. Up your skill or force your will. It's either going to be your skill set or your will set that's going to put you on another status, on another level. If not, if you guys are going to make up excuses, you can't hit that level. I don't care if you become a Hall of Famer, but people will look at your highlights and say, oh, he wasn't all that. That's what it is. Anyway, my shout out to all the real people that I see. And my shout out to all y'all that mess with me. Derek Beatty's still kicking here with Eagle. What y'all talking about on a Wednesday? You know what it is. It's nothing but blessings. Always. Always. Ain't no hating here. Just appreciate. Even though, even though Sir had to come in here, and put them things on somebody because he didn't bleed. Sir Flame dropping his statement. He said, shit, I can't even drop my statement. I come in here and I got to put the clap. He had to put the clap on somebody. Yep. We only get one of y'all at a time. That's why I can call it out. Because we only get one or two of y'all at a time now, which is cool. I didn't even want you to come in here today because it's like, why you in it? Why you in here? Why you in here for a minute? Knew you was gonna get clapped. But why you even come in here? That was just a waste of your time. You just wasted your energy to come up in here. When we trying to do grown folk shit up in here today. Yeah. Derek stupid. He said stop not holding me hostage. Shit, almost, man. I was headed to 6 again. Look at it. You know we headed to 6 o'clock. What was it last time? It was 6:30, damn near 7 o'clock. And you ain't say nothing. You all quiet as kept. All right, brother. I'm going to catch y'all, man. Yeah, old Derek. He said, thank you. Thank you for not holding us in here hostage. No, I got most of it out. We could have still talked, but I'll get with y'all on Friday Rap, man. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Hopefully I can get these pieces together by then, too. Get my little slideshow going. I ain't going to say nothing. Somebody going to be mad as hell when they see Eagle. All right. All right, y'all. Peace.